Discounts and tickets. Super full power Saiyan 4 Goku returns. But should you summon? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the upcoming Christmas banner dropping on December 24th, this Christmas Eve. This banner will bring about the first return of the 8-year anniversary LRs, which you'll be able to buy with coins, and another return of the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, although he will not be purchasable. So the question we're answering today is whether or not you should summon on this banner and spend your hard-earned Dragon Stones. Now, as always, we will go over 3 considerations when we make our value judgment on this banner. Number 1, the units that are returning themselves. So in this case, it's 3 units that make this unit valuable. It's not just one new unit being introduced. The value behind this banner is the fact that it returns the anniversary LRs, which you don't typically get too many chances to summon for. The second thing we'll look at is the rest of the banner. Are there things on the banner that make this banner worth it? And then finally, we'll look at what lies ahead. If you choose to summon on this banner, given everything that it's going to be providing you, what are you giving up in the near future? After all, we are at the end of Global Dokkan's year, which means we'll be starting the lead up into our 9th anniversary. So let's go ahead, let's hop on in, let's take a look at the units themselves. We're not going to go into the full kit details of these guys like we normally do because, well, hey, we've done should you summons for them specifically before, so we'll just kind of talk about them, right? So first and foremost, let's talk about the main headliner here, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. This guy brings a lot to the table for his teams, right? He is much needed for the GT Heroes team and several other teams that he's on. He's incredibly powerful. He does need to take a hit before he gets a lot of his defense, and he does need to take 5 hits to enter standby. But once doing that, once you can actually get off his standby and get to super full power Saiyan 4 mode, he becomes an all-powerful LR. There isn't much in the game that can take him down at that point, nor is there much that can stand the full force of his attack. So, I mean, in terms of value for him, it's definitely there. He is a must pick up for any player. The other 2 big units are the 8th anniversary LRs, the Z Duo and the GT Duo. The GT Duo provides a lot to their teams, Power of Wishes and Battle of Fate. They really, while they are good in base, right, they're getting damage reduction as they build their attack. They also raise attack infinitely. They have a standby that can be activated either below 50% HP or after taking a certain amount of hits. And once that standby goes off, they become an 80% attack support, making all allies on the team incredibly powerful for that turn. And on the chance that you decide to die that turn, they now have a revival counterattack. And if you've been playing them right and raising their attack, when that revival pops off, they're going to be dealing massive amounts of damage. So very valuable there. The other unit is the Z Duo. The Z Duo, like the GT Duo, introduced the standby, but their standby works a little bit different. They basically come invulnerable, much like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku when he enters Oob's standby. Their standby becomes invulnerable, and they collect key after key after key. And the more key you get, the more powerful their Spirit Bomb becomes, to the point where you can launch a Spirit Bomb that can deal well over 50 million damage, even at 55%. So that's really good. I would definitely place value over the GT Duo over them, but that's not to say that their Spirit Bomb can't deliver some powerful results. So all in all, looking at the 3 headliner units, right, because if you're summoning on this banner, it's for one of those 3, right? I would definitely have to say that the units give it a must summon, right? So the units are that good. If you're someone who missed Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku or missed the 8th anniversary or you didn't pick them up, there's definitely value in summoning for these characters. The characters themselves do add value to the banner. So that's one in the category for the characters. However, they are not alone on this banner. It's not like you're summoning on a banner that only has these 3. As you can see here, this banner has 8 18 featured units. You have the Super Goku, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You have his banner unit, the Baby. You have the GT and the Z Duo. You have the return of Vegeta and Trunks, the Tech Gogeta, and the LR Blue Boys. The LR Blue Boys wouldn't be a bad pickup. They are probably coming up on their Easy A. GoBro's already got theirs, so chances are these guys are Easy A-ing this coming year, probably after 9th anniversary. Although if 9th anniversary ends up being Tournament of Power themed, they could see their Easy A sooner. Now everyone else on this banner has Easy A to The Gogeta is pretty good. This guy still has some value. Everybody else is hit or miss depending on the event. But pretty much only the Gogeta is probably the most valuable out of all of these. Omega's pretty good, but he suffers the same fate as LR Omega. He has no place, right? So that's pretty much where we're at with the banner. So in terms of the banner, I don't think there's any value in this banner, being that it is an 18 featured unit banner. We did a full what are your chances video of pulling a character on an 18 featured banner, and it's really difficult, right? You have below a 30% chance after 10 multis of getting the one character you may want, right? So it's really rough, and I don't recommend summoning based on the units on the banner. So we've got one for the characters and one for the banner. There's just too much on the banner to justify value. So let's look at what lies ahead. If we choose to summon on this banner, what are we giving up in the near future? Well, first and foremost, a summon on this banner is one less round you may be able to do on the next banner to come to Dokkan. This banner will be dropping on December 31st, January 1st, the New Year Step Up banner. Now, we went over before that I feel as though this banner is going to be extremely valuable this year. Even if they make no changes and they keep the same format, this step right here, having all 2023 Dokkan Fests, and this step having all 2022 Dokkan Fests, you're in for a good time getting one of those characters guaranteed. Last year's was a little iffy because we were still entering that post 7-year meta, but now, right, this stands to be an incredibly powerful lineup, especially because this will go all the way up to the Golden Week units, which are World Tournament Goku and Piccolo, which means you'll also have God Goku on here. So definitely very, very powerful. Could even possibly have Kale. After all, Ginyu was on here for Global too, so we could even see Kale or SCR-17 on here possibly. So there's definitely a lot of value, even if they make no changes, especially if you are a newer player. So something to consider there. Moving on, the next couple banners could be in any order. It really doesn't make a difference, but the next banner will probably be either Super Trunks or the Int Androids. Whoever it ends up being, I mean, I can't really say you're at a big loss if you choose to summon here and not on one of them. There isn't much of value in Trunks' banner other than Trunks himself. Gohan's still alright. 17, they're slowly becoming a little bit better now that we have some Android support for them. But definitely not a whole lot of value here. The Android's banner, however, does have a little bit more value in that it returns Path to Power Goku and God Goku, so there's a little more value on their banner, right? Their banner, I'm thinking, is more than likely in February, part 1. So a summon here could mean a shot at not summoning here. So just throwing that out there, especially if Tournament of Power is something that suits your fancy. Following them, assuming these guys are January or February, whenever they are, they will have a part 2, which is the LR Ribrianne. This is actually an incredibly valuable banner, even if Ribrianne isn't the hypest thing, right? It has LR Bulma feature. That's huge. To add on to that, this is a banner that will introduce the pity coin once again to global, which means that global players will have a chance to get this character for pity coins if you choose to go in on him. And as we saw, the pity was very, very generous, so it's something worth considering. Otherwise, another banner that should be coming is the LR Omega banner. There's almost no value to this banner. They could add value by adding Kai Goku and Int Gohan, but seeing as they didn't do it in the December banner, which should have been the place they did it, I don't think that that's likely, which means that this banner probably doesn't hold a whole lot of value for most players. Alright, that's all the banners that we know of currently up until February. Now, March is going to be interesting because March, part 1 for March is likely to be the Gohan. There's a pretty decent amount of value here. Turles is good, Yamcha is still good, Gohan themselves is still good, their banner unit is good. There is a lot of value to this banner, even if Bardock and Raditz are here. So they have a really good banner, but their banner stands in the way of the Saiyan Day banner. And if we look at last year's banner, this stands to be a really good banner, right? God Goku will be on that banner. Majin Vegeta will be on that banner. Vegeta and Trunks will probably not be on the banner, but instead Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku. So whoever ends up being the March 18th Saiyan Day banner is probably going to bring a lot of value, especially because it'll have Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Goku and God Goku on the banner. So summoning on any of the banners in between here, including this banner, means a summon that you could save later. And really, that's the thing, because this Goku is probably your main draw outside of the 8th anniversary units, which you could use coins for. This Goku will show up on that Saiyan Day banner, so it may be more beneficial to most players to just skip this banner entirely and save until Saiyan Day. With that said, Saiyan Day is quite a ways away, and, you know, it probably couldn't hurt. So I'm going to give my... In terms of what lies ahead, I'm going to give a half recommendation. I'm going to say it depends on your box and how many stones you have. So we've got one for summon for the character because the characters are good. We've got one for no summon because the banner is bad. It's a heavy featured banner. And then we'll give a half point for what lies ahead, if only because there isn't much coming in on global outside of the New Year's step up until Saiyan Day. So given that, I'm going to tier my recommendation, but I'm going to lead that tier with noting this. So on global, we're going to have a couple different things happen with this banner because they happen every year. Number one, we are going to have super multi-summon discounts. They do this every year, every Christmas banner. It's the same, right? You're going to have 3 steps at 40 stones each. Every multi is going to give you a set of Dokkan Fest tickets. We already know this. This was in the data download. On the 4th step, you'll get a free summon. Steps 5 to 7 after that are all going to be 50 stones, but you'll still get tickets for each one, right? So it's usually 3 tickets per multi, so you would have to do 4 stone multis in order to get tickets enough for one ticket multi, but it's a pretty good deal. It's the same deal we get during anniversary. So 3 steps, free multi, 3 more steps, tickets, free multi, right? And you just repeat as long as you need to. So there's a lot of good chances to pick up stuff to help you do some free summons on this banner if you so choose. To add on to that, right, if we look at last year's Christmas banners, on top of these global tickets, right, which are 10 tickets per multi, we're also going to have 7 ticket rainbow ticket multis. So we should be getting about 21 rainbow tickets. So you also get 3 free ticket summons. And if we end up getting top grossing in any of this, because sometimes we have, you'll also get some free Dokkan Fest tickets, and there'll probably be missions for more rainbow tickets as well. So something to consider. You may want to hold off until you're done doing your ticket summons, or if you're a low to play player and who's missing it, and rather than spend the coins, you would rather spend the tickets, something you should consider. So knowing that, we're going to tier our recommendation for this banner. If you're 1,000 stones or greater, I see no reason not to do at least the first round +1 multi of discounts, if only because that's 40 stones each for the first round. That's 120 stones for 3 multis plus a free multi plus tickets. It's a pretty good deal for most players. So 120 stones, if you get it, good, but don't go beyond that. Save your stones for what lies ahead. I would rather see you go 1,000 stones deep into the Saiyan Day banner and pick up Goku that way, and then spend your coins on the GT and Z duo. That's probably the best way to go about it. If you're anything less than 800 stones, look, my friend, I think it's best to just start in that Saiyan Day saving mode. If Saiyan Day is anything like God Goku, it's going to be better your value. It's a 10 featured unit banner, which is less than 8, which means you have a much higher chance of pulling what you want, especially if it's the Goku you're after. If it's the 8th anniversary units, again, my advice to you, unless you're swimming in stones right now, avoid summoning. Use your coins. If you're pay to play, low to play, you know, do what you need to do to get what you need off of this banner. But most free to play players, I recommend holding away from the banner, if only because there's so many featured units and you're getting a couple free chances at summoning for free. So just throwing that out there. So again, final recommendation, if you're 1,000 stones or greater, do the rounds. If you're anything below 800, do just your free tickets. If you're anything below 500 banner, again, free tickets, and then don't touch the banner. That would be my recommendation. Save for Saiyan Day, save for anniversary, go big on those celebrations. I don't really recommend that often, but I mean, Global doesn't have a whole lot on the way, so you know, it's worth considering. So anyways, guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know. Will you summon on this banner, or are you just going for tickets? Are you pay to play, low to play? Are you grabbing the tickets out of the shop? What do you plan on doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.